All right, so looking at this question, it says the x-intercept of the graph shown is x0. What is the value of x? So what would be the value of x? Seven. Heard somebody say 7, and that is right. Because this is where the x-intercept is where it touches the x-axis, and this is your x-axis. That's the x-axis. And this graph touches the x-axis at 7. So the answer would be the value of x is 7. And that's it. All right, we got 2 questions we're going to do in our notes today, and then that'll be all. We're not going to do synthetic division, so the last few pages of your packet we will not do. We're going to move that to chapter 3. So go to page 20, and let's set this up. So we're going to start off by dividing your first terms. So our first terms will be 12x cubed and 4x. So let's do that off to the side. So you're dividing the numbers, subtracting your exponents. So you're taking 12 divided by 4 and subtracting your exponents. What would you get to put on top of the roof?
3x squared.
3x squared. Thank you. So we're going to put that on the roof. And then the second step would be to take whatever you get. Every time you put something on the roof, we have to multiply it by the whole 4x minus 1. So we're going to take 3x squared and multiply that by 4x minus 1. Distribute, distribute. So 3x squared times 4x is 12x cubed. 3x squared times negative 1 is negative 3x squared. Then you're going to line it up. And the step that people forget that causes them to miss this on the test is you have to change. So that positive 12x cubed is going to change to a negative, and the negative 3x squared flips to a positive. So when you do that, 12 minus 12 is 0, so that goes away. What's 17 plus 3? 20. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Any questions so far? I don't want to go fast. I want everybody to keep up. This is our 3rd day on long division. I'm only going to do one more question with you tomorrow, and then after that, you're going to do one on your own and turn it in to me. On tomorrow's you can, but not on the test next Wednesday. All right, so now I'm going to repeat my process. Let me go ahead and erase this. Now I'm going to take the 20x squared and divide that by 4x. Divide the numbers, subtract the exponents. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then when you subtract, you get x. Put that on the roof. And then take that 5x and multiply it by 4x minus 1. So 5x times 4x is 20x squared. 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. Go ahead and bring that over. Do a change. So when I slide that over, the positive 20 changes to a negative, and the negative 5 becomes a positive. 20 minus 20 is 0, so that goes away. And now we're going to add 3 plus 5. We get 8x. And we're going to do that rotation one last time. So off to the side, we're going to take 8x and divide that by 4x. So 8x divided by 4x gives us what? What's 8 divided by 4? 2. Put that on the roof. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now take the 2 and multiply that by 4x minus 1. We're going to distribute and distribute. So that'll be 8x minus 2. And then I bring that over here. I change. And at the end, they both cancel out. So now we're ready to take what we have on the roof, and this needs to be factored. So A is 3, B is 5, and C is 2. Make your X, and the top of the X is A times C. So 3 times 2. So go ahead and find two numbers that multiply to give me 6. And add to be 5. Thumbs up when you know the numbers, just so I can see how many people know the numbers, okay? All right. What are my numbers? 3 and 2. All right, let's make our box. We know that the 3x squared has to go here, and C goes here. And then our numbers that we found, they go in the other two. Go ahead and take out your GCFs. Go 2 squares at a time. So the top row, we could take out a 3x. The bottom row, a 2. So that means I have 3x plus 2 equals 0. I'm going to have to solve that in a minute. The first column, I could take out an x, and the second column, a 1. So we get x plus 1 equal to 0. We got to solve that. And the last factor we have to solve is what they gave us in the beginning. That's 4x minus 1. Don't forget that one. All right, go ahead and solve all three. And write your answers in the box where it says roots. So for the first one, you're subtracting 2. You can just put it on my desk.
Oh, Miss Shirley told me to tell you she got the
People
class,
mixed up.
yeah.
That's what I figured, yeah. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to subtract the 2. And divide by 3. So we get x equals negative 2/3. For the second one, we're subtracting the 1. And we get x equals positive 1. For the third one, we have to add 1 and divide by 4. And those would be your 3 solutions. Go ahead and write those in that box that says roots. Any questions? So I'm not asking if you could take a test over this, but just tell me thumbs up, sideways, or down. Are you at least following the process? I just need to see where we are. Okay. So for those of you who are halfway there, just make sure you're looking over your notes. We always have time at the end of class. Every single day. Use that time to do your homework and work with me if you have questions. We have a test next Wednesday. Tomorrow you will be able to use your notes, but on Wednesday you will not. All right, we have one more question, and that's number 8. I don't know why mine says 9, but it's number 8. It's the last one. Let's go ahead and set this up. X plus 3 is on the outside. 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus x minus 3. So we always start by dividing our first terms. Take 4x cubed and divide that by x. There's an invisible 1 in front of the x. So you're taking 4 divided by 1 and you're subtracting your exponents. So that would be 4x squared. Put that on the roof. Now we're going to take that 4x squared and multiply that by x plus 3. So 4x squared times x is 4x cubed, and 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. So we're going to slide it over. And what do we have to do with our signs? We got to flip them both. So this becomes negative and this becomes negative. Okay, but notice what happens in this one. This is even easier because you see how they both go away? Because 4 minus 4 is 0 and 12 minus 12 is 0. So now we're just going to bring down the last 2, and we only have to do that rotation in the kitchen one more time. So we're going to take negative x and divide that by x. And remember, both of these have an invisible 1. So you're really taking negative 1 divided by positive 1. What's negative 1 divided by positive 1? Negative 1. Put that on the roof. Now you're going to take -1 and multiply that by x plus 3. So that would be -x minus 3. We're going to bring that over. And we have to change. So that means this becomes a plus and this becomes a plus. So now it equals 0. Okay. So now let's factor what's on the roof. On the roof we have, this is called the difference of two squares. It's a pattern. You don't need to make a box. So we have 4x squared minus 1. If you look in the front, these are both perfect squares. So when you see that you have perfect squares, you make your two parentheses. And then what multiplies to be 4x squared? What's the square root of 4? Let me ask you that way. 2. So you're going to put a 2x in front of both parentheses. Do you agree that 2x times 2x is 4x squared? Okay. And then in the back, we have this -1, and the only thing that multiplies to be 1 is 1 times 1. One parentheses has addition and the other one has subtraction. All right, let's go ahead and set all three factors equal to 0. Take 2x plus 1, set that equal to 0. Take 2x minus 1, set that equal to 0. And then lastly, we got to do this factor that they gave us in the beginning. X plus 3, set that equal to 0. All right, go ahead and solve all three. And that would be your 3 solutions. So for the first one, you're going to subtract 1 and divide by 2. For the second one, you're going to add 1 and divide by 2. And for the third one, you're just going to subtract the 3. So these are your 3 solutions that you would write in your box. All right, can everyone take out homework 4? There's a couple changes I need to make to that homework assignment. Okay, you do not have to do number 8. Go ahead and cross off number 8. And then for number 7, it says use synthetic division, but we're not going to learn that until the next chapter. So use long division for number 7. And remember, the homework is due on Monday.